That was a weird delay there, but welcome to the Rebel Radio podcast. This is Mark.
This is Matt.
This is Long.
And the Rebel Radio Podcast.com for all your Rebel Radio needs as we are moving forward the month of April, movies we've never seen before, and onward to episode 500, which is going to be pretty awesome, and a very possible appearance at Comic Palooza by at least me and Matt. We can never convince Long to go, except for like twice.
3 times, actually.
Oh, I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, so with no idea. Well, I have an idea what we may do at the show, but I'm not confirmed yet. But we will be at Compalooza in some shape, form, or fashion. And they made some announcements this week, which were kind of cool, I guess. I'm into wrestling, so Ron Simmons, Farouk is going to be there, and one of the Kevin Von Erich, I believe, the last surviving brother, and
Von Erichs,
and Melina, she's going to be there too. I wonder if she can still do the splits like she used to do when she got in the ring. That was quite something. That's all I'll say. So yeah, man, some cool stuff there. The bad guy for Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning and Final Reckoning is going to be there. So some good gets for him this week, and Sean Young from Blade Runner and Dune will be there. So
and Ace Ventura.
Oh,
Jim Carrey.
Finkel.
Sean Young was in.
She was Lieutenant Einhorn.
Oh, I thought you meant like
who was really Ray Finkel.
Yeah.
Captain
Matt with the oddball facts there.
He found Captain Winky.
I'll show you a Captain Winky.
Anyway, so yeah, man. So Compalooza is Memorial Day weekend here in Houston, Texas, at the George R. Brown Convention Center. Get your tickets now if you want to go. And if you come see us at the show, I've always got stickers and buttons, and Matt will tell you something strange.
Yes,
and,
I will.
Maybe we'll have to do it. We did that one year. We did a giveaway for trivia. That went pretty well. Maybe we'll have to do something like that again. I'll find some toys I have lying around and give them away or something, or who knows. Or comic books or whatever, but we'll think about that. Anyway, how are you guys doing? Good. It's kind of a short week because we recorded Saturday night, I guess it was, and here we are again.
Yeah,
did
we record Saturday night?
No, we got together Saturday night.
That's when y'all came over.
I
knew I saw your fucking ugly mugs. That's right. Something was in my brain there. I knew I saw y'all. So yeah,
you're supposed to say that we look good with your drunk goggles.
Yes,
I only had one
your
drink.
whiskey glasses.
Man, I actually texted Frank, our former co-host, just randomly. I was like, I don't think me and Frank, the night before he had his heart surgery, we drank quite a bit. And I told Frank, I go, I don't think that I've got drunk since that night. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, damn, man. It's been a while. And not that we got drunk, but we had a few drinks just for him going off to surgery that night.
Shit faced.
No, he had surgery the next day. We couldn't get trashed. He probably shouldn't even drink before surgery, but he did.
Yeah,
and that's just the way it is sometimes. But yeah, man. So we got some new movie trailers this week. I know Long's going to be excited to talk about one. We'll get to that in a minute. But today we got 2 trailers today. We got the trailer for Street Fighter first, which I was actually very surprised how much I actually enjoyed this trailer quite a bit. Because I think Street Fighter is, we all remember the Van Damme movie from 1994, and it wasn't very good. And we had the fantastic Street Fighter, the animated movie. And now we are getting a live-action Street Fighter, which... Watching this trailer, it looked like it jumped right off of the video game onto the big screen, and I thought it was pretty cool. We got some a little bit of maturity in it with looks like a Chun-Li backshot scene, which was like, I was like, all right, there we go. And they went full thong on Cammy, which is a good thing, I think. And I thought
that is game accurate.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes was his ridiculous guile hair, but it's fucking awesome too. And then a brief shot of Roman Reigns as Akuma, which looked badass. But man, I really was really shocked how much I really liked the trailer. In fact, I watched it twice. I was like, wow, this is really fucking cool. You know,
So
might
nice
actually
you saw it twice.
kind of looking more forward to it than Mortal Kombat 2, if I'm being honest. And I think that's because
Yeah.
I'm more of a Street Fighter guy. I've played a lot of Street Fighter.
Round 1, fight.
I mean,
I like both. I don't know if I can pick one over the other. I like Carl Urban so much. In
well, he's the one. No, you're right. He's the one graced for part 2 because part 1 wasn't that great. You know,
and it looks like they're really focusing on the comedy aspect with Johnny Cage, as far as these trailers and teasers and promos are going. But yeah, Street Fighter looks badass.
It does, man. I'm excited for it, and along with that, we got I don't know if you guys had a chance, but about 3 hours ago, they released a final trailer for Mandalorian Grogu, and it might be the best trailer yet. I'm already sold on the movie, but this goes a little bit more in depth. It's very much looks like it's going to be a story about a surrogate father protecting his child, and how's Grogu going to survive without him if something was to happen to him.
Yeah. He's 50 years old. He could take care of himself.
Right. But man, I'm excited to have Star Wars back on the big screen. It's going to be a lot of fun, I think, in the theaters to see that.
It's kind of funny you brought that up because there was a Star Wars fan on YouTube. He was complaining about, man, the last 3 Star Wars stuff has been nothing but about lone wolf and cub type stories. There's Mandalorian Grogu. There's the clone child girl from the Bad Batch. She has to be protected. And then what was the other one? There was another one.
The Acolyte? Was it where the girl had to be protected?
Yes, yeah. So
everyone has to be protected.
But it's always like a father figure, and Starfighter with freaking Ryan Gosling and that young boy,
Oh yeah.
Promotional photos too, and
right.
But Star Wars fans got to complain anyway. So
no, yeah. The fan base has been complaining since basically since Disney took over. So it's nothing
since
new.
the prequel era, actually. But yeah,
right. Hey, I say, watch what you want to watch, and hell, I'm going to watch all the Star Wars, so I'm fine with it. Even though I admittedly did not finish the Acolyte, or I haven't finished Skeleton Crew yet either, and I actually liked Skeleton Crew. I just need to sit down and finish it.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I liked what I saw of it. So we got our first look this week. Cinecon is going on where they're showing off a lot of trailers and stuff. Apparently, the people there got to see the full Avengers Doomsday trailer. They got to see the full trailer for Christopher Nolan's Odyssey. But it seems like the only one that they put out to the public, besides Mel Brooks announcing that's going to be called Spaceballs, the new one, the movie that no one asked for. But that's my thoughts. It's like,
yeah.
But we did get our first look at Godzilla Minus Zero. It's brief, like 45 seconds, but it does a lot in that brief time. First time I saw it, I texted you guys, said, man, I want more. I'm a little underwhelmed. And Long's like, well, it's a teaser trailer. You're right. And I went back and I kind of watched it a couple more times. And I started thinking, man, they actually show us way more in this trailer than maybe we realized in a 45-second trailer.
Hints, really big hints dropped in there. Yeah.
There's all kinds of theories. Are there 2 Godzillas? What's the character's name?
Shikishima.
Mm-hmm. What's he flying through? What is that magnetic field? Is it related to Monster Zero? Hence the name Minus Zero. Why does Godzilla have extra spikes on his shoulders? Is he mutated? Is there 2 Godzillas? All kinds of theories going on already. Why is he so big, almost as tall as the Statue of Liberty? From that shot, Ray goes to New York. So a lot of stuff out there. But man, reading some interviews with the director, even though they advertise, it's actually not completely shot in IMAX. He did say it's just certain scenes. And he said, it's nice because he's really happy that Toho gave him more money. So it means he can, and he goes, he was really actually saying, he goes, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're spending more. He goes, it just means I can hire more people to do better special effects, which means he's still filming this with the idea of making a lower budget special effects film, which I think is awesome. Because the first film was what, 13 million, the cost of it,
and the turnaround time, man, it's like
right,
insane.
insane.
It's like it's coming out in November already.
Yeah, and they just started shooting what in October
last year. Yeah, last year. Yeah,
Going to make you start questioning these other companies. These guys are able to produce a high quality film in a short amount of time with a great story. I guarantee you the story is going to be just as good as the last one. I mean, that's the bar. They set the bar pretty high, but I'm pretty sure they can match it again. Yeah. I mean, you hit the bullseye on the first throw. I don't think you're going to miss too far the second time around.
Yeah,
Right.
and this July, me and my brother were going to our first Godzilla convention in Chicago. So
Nice.
it's 3 months. So we might see something that's shown over there as a sneak peek, or
possibly. It's right around the same time as San Diego too, so they may show it there.
and hopefully in Comic-Con we might catch some kind of teaser for
Right.
Godzilla Supernova. So
Yeah.
next
Well,
year.
didn't the -1 trailer premiere at Comic-Con a couple years ago? I think it did.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, the full trailer. Yeah, but it's kind of funny. 2023, when they showed the trailer in the middle of the year, I was like, oh wow, okay. And then we were so busy. By the time it was November, it's like, oh shoot, there's a new Godzilla movie coming out.
And it truly took the world by storm because it became a word of mouth movie because people said how good it was. Even got a re-release in black and white. It was our movie of the year that year. Unanimously, all three of us picked it. Just quite a phenomenon, and it's won a special effect from visual effects, or an Oscar for special effects, which is wild, man.
It beat
and
out
it's really
Guardians of the
brought
Galaxy.
it's brought attention back to Godzilla for a lot of people. And I recommend the film to people all the time that haven't seen it. I say, hey, if you have not watched this, you need to watch. I tell them it's not just a great Godzilla movie; it's truly a great film.
Yeah.
You
Replace Godzilla with a hurricane, an avalanche, a natural disaster of some sort, and you've got a really good human storyline.
Yeah. No, it was great, man. I'm looking forward to the sequel for sure. Definitely will see it when it comes out. And I have a little 11-year-old sitting over on the couch that he's really looking forward to as well. He thought the trailer was great. So it's going to be fun. Other than that, man, at CinCon, we also, I know they showed the first trailer for Highlander, but haven't released to the public yet, which and apparently it was very well received, which is cool. They showed some footage from Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. Yes, it's finally coming next year after feels like the longest wait ever to see if Miles Morales is going to save the day or not. So as good as it, huh?
Did it end on a cliffhanger or something?
Oh yeah, you haven't seen in the Across the Spider-Verse yet? Oh man, oh yeah, it ends on an awesome cliffhanger. You definitely need to see it long. We probably will be doing that on the podcast at some point before the sequel comes out. Hell, maybe we'll do it this summer before Brand New Day comes out. Who knows?
Yeah.
But maybe we'll do a month of Spider-Man film. Huh?
It's too woke for me.
Nah. That's great, man. And so they showed off some of that. But yeah, man, so hopefully maybe some of these trailers will come out in the next few days or so. Who knows? If we'll get any of them, soon. And then yeah, man, I'm just kind of looking. It seems like the big news was those trailers this week. But yeah, I guess we can move on to some things we may have watched or not watched this week or whatever. Whoever wants to start, because I know I slacked off tremendously this week.
Yeah.
Matt, you go first.
Yeah, so Euphoria Season 3 came out, so me and Jackie started watching Euphoria again.
Watched it, man.
For the plot, for the plot.
Yeah, bunch of teenagers.
Hey, it has 4 seasons for a reason.
Yep.
Come on, it's like don't be. I know, Matt. It's like there's a reason why you're watching it. Of course, it's not the nudity. Of course, you just
No, it's the plot. It's deep, man. Makes you think about stuff, plots.
Sure.
Anywho, in addition to that, man, we had talked about The Crow last
Okay,
week.
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Why are you sticking around for 4 seasons? Because they can't be having nudity every fucking episode.
Oh, they have. It's
Oh,
either
so you and
nudity or
Jack are
violence.
watching it for the nudity.
There's that part too, yeah.
Oh, but why?
But it's
what's in
intertwined with, like, you know, drama, interpersonal relationship crap, drugs, violence,
Yeah.
So scandals. So it's intertwined in stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I was just making sure that you're not enjoying your time.
Oh no, it's not like it's not like watching.
It's like, oh,
Hardcore
Jackie,
stuff.
let's skip to the next nude film.
No,
nude
yeah.
scene or something like that.
And it's way deeper than, oh, I don't know how I'm gonna pay for this pizza you just delivered. You know,
And
it's
it's
not
called
like,
pornography.
yeah.
I mean, I saw the very first episode a while back, and I was like, it just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I just checked it out because I'd heard about it.
Did you guys ever watch The Sopranos?
No, but I've heard it's really good.
Yeah, it is very good. It is one of my favorite shows. James Gandolfini is so good as Tony Soprano.
Yeah.
And he's so good is that this guy's doing terrible things, but you can't help but be fascinated by that character,
Get on his side.
Not get on his side, but it's just like watching a train wreck in a way. But yeah, but you just can't help but not root for him, but just like, oh, what's he going to do next? Oh, how is he going to handle this situation or stuff like that? So, Mark, did you ever watch The Sopranos?
I've bits and pieces, but I never really.
Or were you?
Watched it.
Because like when The Sopranos was out, people were like they're either watching Lost or Sopranos.
It was more. I was more into Lost because I've watched every single episode of Lost.
Yeah.
I know Mark was big into Lost.
Yeah.
Which I still think is better than. And I like the ending. I think it turned out better than people sometimes look back on that on.
Yeah, what I like about Sopranos is that each season has its kind of a focus on certain situations, and for that one season. And from what I hear about people who talk about Lost, it's like the first season of Lost is good. All the middle stuff is like meandering, doesn't really go anywhere, and then it kind of did not stick the landing in the last season or something like that. So. I don't know. But anyways, besides Euphoria, what did you see?
Man? Yeah. So I'll continue on with the series. So new episodes come out every Wednesday for The Boys and Invincible, and I watched both new episodes of that. Invincible's pretty big episode. Boys, of course, they bring back Soldier Boy. And so he's out doing his thing. Jensen Ackles, his character is still fun. Not as fun as whenever his character first came out. This thing, it was just way more hilarious when they were focusing on him in like season 3, where he was like, in bed with all these old women because they were hot in like the 50s, whenever he was kicking, so he's like, hey, these are beautiful women. It's like she's like 78.
There's this kind of funny thing about like there's this anime called Interspecies Reviewers, and it's like it was one of the most controversial animes that came out 4 or 5 years ago because it really pushed the boundaries of nudity and sex comedy and stuff. And the premise of the show is that you have an elf hunter, a dude, and a swordsman, right?
Yeah.
And then they basically explore different brothels in this fantasy world, and like each brothel is a certain type of monster girl, and that's where the interspecies reviewers thing say, where they have to write a review. Oh yeah, we slept in a brothel full of mermaids. It was kind of cool, or they slept in a brothel full of elf women, or a brothel full of succubus. And there's this running joke where the male swordsman has a thing for elf women, right?
Yeah.
And the young elf hunter has a thing for old human women, right? And it's kind of funny because even though the elf women look hot and sexy and young, the elf
I'm looking at
the
it
elf
now.
hunter's like, oh, that's disgusting. Why are you sleeping with those? They're old, They're like 800 years old, but they don't look 800 years old. That's what the elf guy says. It's like their mana is so low, and then the swordsman is like, what are you talking about? They look hot. They're freaking banging. And then the elf guy's like, ugh, right? And then the swordsman is like, why are you sleeping with old human women then, huh? The one with the saggy boobs and stuff.
Dang.
And then the elf guy's like, they're not old. They're only 60 years old compared to the elf women who are 800 years old. You're the one, To
They're just
them,
going
80
back
years
and
old is
forth.
like a 20s person.
Oh yeah, that
You know
makes
what
sense.
I mean? So it's like, yeah. So the elf guy has a fetish for old human women who thinks that they're hot and banging. And then the human hunter swordsman has a thing for mature elf women, even though they look like they're in their 20s, 30s. But to the elf hunter, that's like, oh man, they're 800 years old. That's disgusting.
Different perspective.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah. And then watched Invincible, and I mentioned to you guys earlier they
Mark Wahlberg,
not with Mark
the football
Wahlberg.
movie.
No, I did watch that, but I didn't. But Invincible is
The
they
Kirkman
did a good,
animated series on Prime.
Oh right, yeah, I know. I was trolling.
But I actually did watch that. I'll get to it. Yeah, Frank Welker came on this episode as Emperor Argyle, which is funny because the betrayer Thaddeus, they brought him on a couple seasons back, and they had Optimus Prime voice him. Frank, what's the voice actor's name?
Peter Cullen.
Peter Cullen, yeah. And it's funny because they're like mortal enemies, and so they just they reunited Megatron and Optimus again for that, and so they ended this episode on a cliffhanger. I don't think this is the season finale, even though it's a season finale caliber episode, but it looks like it's going to go the route of the comics where the Viltrumites eventually try and rebuild their numbers in Earth, like they hide amongst the people, kind of like Nolan did, and like try and rebuild their species. But
You're a webhead.
yes, you're women. That's my Optimus Prime. But yeah, Balls Up. That's that movie with Mark Wahlberg and the fat dude from Cobra Kai, Stingray. He called him Stingray, and he's in some other films too. But he's got some long name. I just can't always do it. Sacha Baron Cohen's in it too, and Benjamin Bratt, who has aged. It's definitely showing his age, but it's a throwaway Amazon Prime comedy where they try and
The fuck are you talking about?
Balls Up. It's a movie. They try
You
and make
just said balls up because you wanted to say balls up. I was like, what?
no. It's it's their condom brand. It's because they want to pitch a condom to
Sounds like a
be
fucking bad movie.
the condom of the World Cup.
Sounds
And
like
so-
a tax write-off movie.
Yeah, the condom goes around the balls, so they have it covers the balls too, and so they're like, yeah, we call it the Balls Up, and so Benjamin Bratt's like, yeah, I'm gonna get you tickets to the World Cup, and then let's celebrate, and so they go and celebrate, and Mark Wahlberg makes him drink, and he gets fired. because he takes off his pants and starts swinging around. So they fire him from his job, but they still get the tickets. And so they go to the World Cup. They accidentally end up getting out on the field because they get into a fight with the mascot of the brand that took their brand's place because they lost the gig, and it blocks the winning shot for Brazil. And so now they're like public enemy number one, and they're running from the people of Brazil. That's the comedy.
Right.
Yeah. It was something to watch.
Sure.
But other than that, I went back and watched The Crow because the kids wanted to have a movie night, and then it ended up just being my son Luke that wanted a movie night, and he said he wanted to watch The Crow, and so I put on
Oh, young for that.
original Crow. Well, I'm skewed because I saw RoboCop at age 6, so I saw Peter Weller being blown apart, arm
But isn't
by
there, like
arm.
some really heavy sexual content?
That's what I'm saying. It's the sexual content in The Crow.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, you get what's happening, but they don't show it, you know? I don't know. There's some content, you know.
Whether
He's
you
gonna
saw
be
it or
allowed.
not, man, you should. That doesn't just open up like, oh, I'm going to show my kids. I mean, that's a little young for The Crow.
There's no nudity, though. I will say that. There's no nudity.
Yeah, I don't think there was.
Mm-mm.
Was there? I don't.
Yeah, Mei Ling shows her butt, and then when she has the drugged out girls on the bed.
Really?
Yeah,
I wonder what version I don't think I saw it. Unless I was getting up and getting like
and trust
candy
me,
at
I
that
know
point.
The Crow like the back of my foot.
Shit.
So, yeah.
I don't think he caught it. It's weird. I might have to ask.
And just the drug use too. It's like, dude, that's pretty.
So the drug use, there's that.
How
And
old
it's
is
like
Luke?
he's 11. He's gonna be 11.
Dude, man, yeah, that's a bit. I mean, hey, I'm just saying. I don't know if you thought that one through, bro.
Well, he wanted to watch the new Crow, and I was like, absolutely not, because I hardly remember watching it.
It's
And I
ultra
was
violent.
like, yeah, and I knew it was ultra violent, and I was like, at least this one, I was like, this is Brandon Lee's legacy.
I mean, it's violent, but it's not as old. It's not blood splurting out everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
So
Anyway.
I had him watch it with me. We watched it together, and he liked it. He liked The Crow. So at least he had to watch that before he gets older and watches the new one. That's the rule. You gotta watch the.
Well, no, you could have just waited 5 years till he was 16 and made sure he watched that one first.
This is true. Could have waited another 5 years. Other than that, just been playing a bunch of Helldivers and getting slaughtered by automatons. Just getting murdered by them. Because it's like, I feel like in whenever you fight other species, I feel like I can like space out and like help take over other, like Terminid. Like I'm really good at taking out bugs. But the automatons,
They shoot back.
they shoot back, dude. And it's like, it's hard to solo bases.
Apparently, they're
with them.
making a movie that's going to have Jason Momoa in it, who seems to be in everything nowadays.
Hey, last year was Pedro Pascal. Now it's Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
To be-
Even though he did look pretty badass as Blanca in the Street Fighter trailer.
Yeah. I guess I'll go next.
Yeah.
I've been winding down on the Transformers toy hunting, and Matt, you'll find this funny. So I racked up quite the bill
oh no.
with the Transformers, and I like had buyer's remorse, and I ended up refunding about $250 worth of Transformers back to Amazon.
Oh no.
But that's okay. That's all right. They all had their accessories. It's still within the 1 month window, you know.
Yeah.
So, and I bet I used up
Right.
all of my
And
goodwill.
Amazon's like Walmart. They'll take anything.
Yeah, I used up all my goodwill with the Amazon return policy. I bet. But anyways, yeah, that was the most I've ever returned. But I did show you some figures. However, I'm sticking to my guns. I did order a Studio Series Devastator set. I've never owned Devastator, and I also got a really good deal on eBay for a G1 vintage reissue of Devastator as well. So they're coming. And to tomorrow. The studio series is coming tomorrow, and I think you guys will see him next week. So
Nice.
Hell yeah, dude.
yeah, so I'll show it on
Sure.
camera. So anyhow, um, as far as what I watched, I know I saw a movie. I didn't write it down though. Nothing. Maybe next week.
Hey, that's all right.
Martin, go ahead.
I honestly didn't really watch anything this week. I just I've been wanting to start Born Again season 2. I just haven't. I mostly just played a lot of Red Dead and some WWE 2K26. Play a lot of video games this week. And watched wrestling. Watched Monday Night Raw. I actually tuned in AEW last night for the first time in about a month, and watched Darby Allin squash MJF to win the title. But yeah, I kind of did not watch much this week, and that's okay, because I'm just playing Red Dead and 2K. So yeah, but that's okay. We can get into the feature film. I think it's time to discuss good old Chuck Norris and Ron Silver in Silent Rage, and I guess I'll summarize this week since I've let you guys do it the last few weeks. So Chuck Norris plays a small town sheriff, in which they just looks like they went to Kmart and bought slacks and blue shirts so they could look like sheriffs with fake badges and put cowboy hats on them. Very low budget film about a guy. He gets a call about a lady being attacked. Who this guy tries to kill her, and I guess he's in a hospital ward and he tries to kill her. It's kind of weird how it opens.
It was in the house.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
but he's a patient of somebody,
Right.
And
Yeah.
so he goes on this rage, and they shoot him, and he apparently is dead, even though the doctors try to save him. But they use this experimental serum to try to revive him, and they think it doesn't work. Then it turns out it does work, and he wakes back up.
It works too well.
Yeah, he becomes this. He can't die. He heals himself quickly, and he goes on this rampage. And meanwhile, Chuck is also making love to an ex-flame a lot, and he's dealing with a biker gang. And the doctor, played by Ron Silver, is mad at his colleagues for doing this. A lot of really weird subplots going on in this movie, all set around this killer that's unstoppable. And this is a really fucking weird movie. Maybe one of the weirdest things we've ever done.
Yeah.
Even Chuck at times feels like he's on his facial expressions like, what movie am I making?
Yeah.
It's entertaining. It's not terrible. Well, no, it is pretty fucking terrible in a lot of parts, but it's entertaining.
In an entertaining way.
I don't know what to make of this, man. I'm like watching this, like, wait, what is going on? Now he's fighting a biker gang who's apparently kind of gay. Like they have this thing for Stephen First's deputy character, and like, but yet all these chicks are walking around with their boobs practically hanging out the biker gangs, or it's weird.
Yeah, what do they call him? Sweet boy.
Yeah, and then
Sweet boy.
and then you have these doctors that are like something out of Tarantino's Death, or no, Rodriguez's what's the zombie one?
Oh
Planet
yeah.
Terror, with these
Planet
these evil doctors are doing experiments, and like it's really in this hospital that has this huge fucking basement underground area. Like what? Like,
yeah, they just happen to get the bad guy's body just happened to get delivered over here, and it's like get him the secret injection.
Yeah, it's so weird. This movie is so weird. They had two con men pull a con because of this movie, in which they had a telethon to convince people to save Jack Kirby, the murderer of this movie. And they got away with it, like $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't found out till 2012 that they got away with it. That's how weird this Silent Rage is.
Yeah.
So yeah.
This was also apparently Toby Hooper was going to direct this, and Gunnar Hansen, who played the original Leatherface, was going to be the killer in this film. But then whenever Toby Hooper wasn't going to be associated with it, then that idea was scrapped, which I thought was pretty interesting. That would have been pretty cool. The movie in which the part of the movie which Silver is fighting Kirby and going through the house, apparently there's a lot of nods to the original Halloween. Yeah, we'd have to ask our friend Winter.
I mean, I could see that from watching it. You know.
But apparently there's like 3 or 4 direct like correlations. I'd have to, you know, I know they chase each other up and down the stairs, but and then Peg Bundy sings the main theme song for this film before she was Peg Bundy.
Katie Seagal.
Katie Seagal.
Oh wow, interesting. Yeah, I too was not knowing what to expect, but I heard the premise was interesting, so I was like, hey, let's try that movie out. You know, Chuck Norris versus Jason, basically.
Right.
And this is like one of the few movies that Chuck Norris is actually on the back foot. You know.
Right.
So,
but he still gets a couple of kung fu moments. You know, he fights the biker gang and he fights the killer at the end.
Yeah. And it's a quiet movie too. There's hardly any kind of soundtrack playing.
Right.
That's where the suspense comes from. Like whenever Norris first enters that building that they're living in, it's like you don't follow. It doesn't follow Chuck. It goes around the corner before Chuck gets there, and you're like, "Oh, is this guy gonna pop out now? Is he gonna pop out now?" So there's some suspense there.
Yeah. Sometimes, even though it's a short movie, the pacing's a little all over the place. I don't know, if it's trying to build suspense, as you were saying, but I don't know. It was kind of the way it's
like when he's sitting there talking to his girlfriend. Like, I don't care. It's boring. It slows the movie down. It's dull. Then he has this whole 5-minute lovemaking scene, which just, again, I don't care. It doesn't add anything to the film at all. You know? So it causes the pacing to be very awkward.
That's to my enjoyment, though. She is pretty hot.
The whole biker gang scene is just completely pointless in the movie. It has nothing to do with the rest of the film at all.
It causes some comic relief with Stephen First's character.
That's about it.
Chuck's like, go call for backup. And he's like on the radio. Yeah, man, she showed me her boobs and they've got 2 scorpions on them, man. And she's like, he's just describing the woman's boobs that
that was weird.
He's not calling for backup at all.
So I'm sure you had a conniption about that, man. It's like you being
like damn it.
Yeah, I know.
Walk that thin blue line.
Well, Stephen First was always brought into films. I mean, he was in Animal House, even in Babylon 5 as Veer. He was the comedy. He was the comedy voice of conscience in Babylon 5 to Lando's character, and in First, rest in peace, was always good at those kind of characters. But in this film, his comedy is very misplaced. It's like you're supposed to laugh, but people are getting killed. It's weird. And it's listed as a dark comedy, but it's not really funny. Brings a minor chuckle in his couple of scenes,
Yeah.
And then, of course, Chuck defeats the Kirby character by trapping him in a deep well. Since you can't kill him, just going to trap him in a well. And then the film ends with a classic horror nod where the camera pans down the well and you see Kirby like, I'm still alive.
Yeah, freaking Friday the 13th, yeah.
And surprisingly, this movie made its money back and then some. It did okay for a $4 million movie. It made like $12 million at the box office. So,
yeah.
I mean, obviously not a hit by any means, but it did okay. And I imagine it's over the years found a home on video and streaming and has probably done okay. Obviously not probably Chuck Norris's proudest moment of his career, I'm sure.
Yeah. And, I think I should have picked Good Guys Wear Black because I heard that was a really good Chuck Norris movie.
That was his first one.
Yeah, the one that I heard was very well regarded. So that and Lone Wolf McQuade or
the first Missing in Action is a fun movie.
Yeah, and Missing in Action. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the sequels weren't as good, but the first one was.
I remember growing up in the 80s, Chuck Norris is a household name back then before even well,
especially you lived in Texas. You knew who Chuck Norris was.
Yeah.
So Silent Rage was a commercial success. It made 2.5 times its budget back.
Oh
So
wow.
It cost $4 million to make, and it made a little over 10.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then they were thinking about doing a sequel for years, but it never came to fruition.
Yeah. There's that bar that they fight in was a bar that was frequented by the Texas Rangers. Apparently, it's a Dallas bar.
Yeah, this whole film was made in the Dallas area. Yeah,
Which is where Chuck lived.
he lived for a long time. Yeah, he lived in Dallas for many years, so he moved to Nacogdoches. Yeah, man. Yeah, the film is. It feels like one of those just really bad B movies that show up on Sci-Fi Network or something like that on a Saturday morning. It's entertaining. It's not awful, but it is awful in parts. But it's like that kind of, like I said, good, bad, awful.
Yeah.
The actors do their best with the script they have to work with. Ron Silver always is very punchable, and he is in this movie as usual. And he dies pretty gruesomely. That's probably the most gruesome death. He probably has the most gruesome death in the movie.
Yeah.
And then there is some weird stuff, like Jack Kirby basically grabs Stephen Furst's character and crushes him to death.
Yeah.
And then when Chuck goes to him, he's like, I'm hurt real bad, the sheriff, and then he just dies. I'm like, what? It was so weird. It's like you just what happened to you? You just got crushed. And
Apparently.
yeah, it's such a weird movie. I was really sitting down when I'm watching this, and I texted you guys. I'm thinking, like, is this the weirdest thing we've ever done? I'm sure we've done something weirder, but of recent memory, this is just a bizarre.
I thought Flash Gordon's a pretty weird movie.
Yeah, but Flash Gordon's campy, not really weird. But Flash Gordon's still great, though. Flash Gordon's still the greatest campy cult movie ever made.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, man. I don't know. Silent Rage, though, is interesting. It was fun. I mean, it wasn't one of the worst picks we've ever done. I actually kind of enjoyed watching it for the most part, just because it was so fucking weird and goofy.
It wasn't boring, that's for sure.
Yeah, I was able to stay engaged and watch it, without being like, what else is on. So it's watchable. Yeah,
I mean, it helps to have Chuck Norris in it, So.
Good old Chuck.
Yeah, I give it a C-.
Yeah,
we give it a
probably somewhere around a C.
Yeah.
But it's that was the whole point of this. Watch movies you've never seen and see what they bring to the table.
Yeah.
So we're going to conclude movies we've never seen next week. Man, are we doing the movie we mentioned? Because we may have to rent it. It's not streaming anywhere.
Screw it, let's rent it.
Which is fine, because I've always wanted to see this. It's we brought up Jim Carrey earlier in the show, but it is a Jim Carrey film. And it's Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which I have a feeling there's people that may be surprised we've never seen that. It's one of those I've always heard good things about it, and I've wanted to watch it. And it's I know it's got some sci-fi elements to it, if I remember right. So I guess we'll check it out, watch it next week on the show. Yeah, I'm definitely curious about this one.
Yeah.
I know Jim Carrey is very proud of it when he made it. He's listed as one of the favorite movies he made. So I don't think it's a comedy; it's more of a serious Jim Carrey film. So,
yeah,
and so we'll watch that next week on the show. But until then, the Rebel Radio Podcast.com. If you really want to watch Silent Rage, you have the Roku channel; it is available in there. If you really are desperate for watch a weird fucking movie, and be my guest. But until then, this has been Mark.
This has been Matt.
This is Long.
Until next time, remember, as always, just go there and do it.
Do it.